Hello and welcome to NewsClick and the Citizens' joint discussion on the elections. We have with us Seema Mustafa, editor of Citizen. Seema, UP elections are now, of course, a key part of what's going to happen in 2019. Let's face it, with 80 seats in the parliament, they effectively determine the future of the country. What do you think is happening between the alliance, the BSP-SP alliance and the Congress? Do you think with the new announcement the Congress has made, I think they have announced about 27 seats they're contesting, do you think now chances of alliance are over, or do you think there are still some chances of alliance?
I think when they had announced 11 seats, the Congress, it did seem that there would be an alliance, or they were reconsidering it again, because of the 11 seats, apart from Raebareli and Amethi, which Mayawati and Akhilesh have decided to leave to the Congress, the other 9 seats were mostly those where the Congress could be said to be in almost direct fight with the BJP. They were not traditional Samajwadi seats or not traditional BSP seats, except for Badaयूं, which of course the Samajwadi could claim. But there too the Congress was fielding Sherwani, who was earlier with the Samajwadi party and had in fact won several elections from Badaयूं on that ticket. So it seemed that the talks had begun again. But 26-27 seats is too much for anyone else to to accept. And Mayawati has anyway been against the alliance. She's been making these very strong statements. And now with 27 seats, which would probably be eating a bit into now the Samajwadi and BSP base, it seems that the Congress, for some amazing, stupid reason, has decided to go it alone.
You don't think that it is upping the ante for negotiations? Because if it wants to settle at 11, of course it has to claim more. If it wants to settle for 9, it has still to claim more than 11. So you don't see this as a negotiating gambit anymore.
Not anymore. I don't think that they were being offered 5 to 8 seats, and Ahmed Patel at the beginning said it has to be double figures. So one figure that when they announced 11, they were really looking at those figures from 10 to 11, which might have been something which Akhilesh Yadav, who seems to want the alliance even now, might have been able to swing. But 26-27 seats is you're really taking this whole thing up to a 15 level. Now 15 is something which neither of those parties are going to get.
And with announcement of 27 is too big a loss of face to come down.
Yes.
Coming back to the vote figures, we have done some calculations of what, if you take 2017 as a basis, then what is the likely scenario in the elections. And it does seem that BJP would then get out of this 27 seats, 11 seats, the BSP-SP would get 15. I'm assuming the 2 seats would still be left to the Congress, in which case Congress would win one of them. Amethi it would win, it probably would not win Raebareli unless something happens. But this is a contest except on those 2 seats, and in other seats they contest. So BJP gains actually 11 seats. If they combine, then BJP loses at least another 4 seats. They come down to 7.
See, what is so interesting in exactly your figures is what we've been saying without the figures also, and this corroborates it, that the Congress in itself is not going to get more than 1 or 2 seats.
And if there is total contest, they won't even get Amethi.
In fact, I was just going to come to that. I mean, having analyzed Amethi, and I covered the last assembly elections in Amethi, where you had this situation of a Congress, the Raja of Amethi, which is Sanjay Singh, his 2 wives contesting. So his current wife contesting is the Congress. So he and the Congress had put the entire might behind her. And his first wife contesting is a BJP candidate, and she won the election. She won the election. She was, in fact, when we went in, she was addressing small meetings. She was too shy to go and do, the larger public rallies. She was going from village to village. She had started off and she got the seat. So Amethi for me, I think, is a very iffy seat for the Congress now, because most of the assembly segments are with the BJP. I think all 6, if I'm right.
So effectively, therefore, this contest is going to hurt the Congress really much more.
Yes, somehow the Congress seems to have been given this impression, and I really don't know by whom, but obviously men who are leading the party without anything on the ground, that, oh, there is a revival, we are coming back, and Priyanka Koliao, we are going to do it. It doesn't work like that, you know. This is a hard-boiled election where you will see yourself, there will be no independence. And the Congress is like an independent. It has no organization on the ground. It doesn't have the ability to mop up the votes. So even if somebody, and by the way, what I said about Amethi was when Priyanka was sitting in Amethi and campaigning, and they were losing seats. So all the star factor, I don't buy that. It's a hard election, and the election now is going to be between the alliance and the BJP. The Congress is a spoiler, and it will spoil things not for the BJP as some people hope, but really more for the alliance.
Including itself, because if it
Itself
finally,
it's dead.
you know, the interesting part is that actually if the alliance had taken place, just a little more than a 2% swing from the 2017 figure would have seen BJP wiped out completely in all these 27 constituencies.
There you are.
And that is something which is pure electoral arithmetic. I'm not saying that this is the political arithmetic or this is what's going to happen, but that's how close they could be to wiping out the UP, at least in these 27 seats, the BJP. And even if we take the state as a whole, if they come together, it doesn't look BJP is going to get more than 10 to 14 seats in the whole of UP if they come together. And there is,
you know, if the Congress was when it was like they might enter the alliance, and the alliance had announced itself, and they were waiting for the Congress to make up its mind. The reports from the state were suggesting a 60-20 ratio, 60 for the alliance, 20 for them, even at that stage. And I think that when Priyanka Gandhi, who seems to be what the trump card that Rahul Gandhi was referring to, which I don't think she's at all, went and spent those 2 days and then disappeared from view. I mean, if you're serious, then why have you wasted these 3 weeks?
it's also interesting what you said, that again the calculations, 2017, that if the alliance did form in UP, then they would get only 14 seats, the BJP. If the alliance does not form in UP, they could get up to 30 seats. So 50-30 would be what they would get. And if there was an alliance, and again a 2%, 2.2% swing, BJP would lose all 80 seats. That is really the death knell for BJP coming back to power. And that's what we're really talking about.
Yes, but we're also talking about the fact that we're also talking about a party that has jumped into an election hoping that it would cut the upper caste from the BJP, and then other votes would follow. Now we are looking at a scenario post Balakot and Pulwama in UP, and the 10% announcement that the BJP has made for the upper economically mobile castes, right? Those two, both the things, both Balakot and the 10% reservation is aimed completely at the consolidation of the upper caste. BJP is not looking at the other constituencies at all there right now, because both these issues don't impact on the other constituencies. Other constituencies can be impacted by communalism, by other caste things that they are playing. That's a different thing. But these two measures are only for the upper caste. So that upper caste consolidation behind the BJP will probably be complete in this election.
So what you're saying is Mayawati's calculation, which has also been there, that Congress contesting helps us because it also cuts into the upper caste vote of the BJP. That's really not what you think would happen. But
not anymore.
Not anymore. But what can happen is, particularly in eastern UP, in the assembly segments, parliamentary segments we are talking about, a shift or a confusion with the Muslim vote.
Yes.
That
was the problem.
Issue.
The problem is and has been, by the Congress entering there, is it's not now going to be able to shift the upper caste vote, which is anyway a more educated and a less volatile vote, because it's not a terrorized vote. It is not a traumatized vote. It is not an insecure vote. Today we are talking of a UP where the minority and the Muslim vote is very, very scared. And when you're very scared as a vote bank, which we've seen in past elections, rumors can shift you, can take you, make you run. So what we talk about, this mature tactical voting, is actually subjected to a lot of political manipulation through rumors. There can be a rumor, for instance, that this particular candidate is winning, and that particular candidate has spoken to the BJP. And you will find shifts which were not even thought of overnight. And that is the danger of the Congress being there. If the Congress wasn't there, there was no choice. People wouldn't make that choice. They were all going to the Gathbandhan. So the Gathbandhan would have had a large section of the Dalit vote, section of the Yadav vote, other backwards where they have a thing, and the Muslim vote en masse. So that would have changed the picture. Today, I'm not so sure. The Congress has brought in, it was an election that was a done deal. They could have kept out, taken their 2 seats or negotiated for 5, and they would have got all 5. Now they might not get any, or at most, like your figures show, maybe 1. And you have actually turned a settled election upside down. And you actually are talking about defeating the BJP in India while you're playing around in the most crucial state in these elections.
Well, the arguments of some within the Congress has been that we were willing to do a deal, but Mayawati is not interested. That's why this has happened.
Mayawati it's a regional party, and regional parties are always possessive about the region they represent because that's all that they have. If Mayawati wants to come to the center, which is an ambition, and why shouldn't she have that ambition? If Rahul Gandhi can have that ambition, if Modi can have that ambition, why can't, there's nothing to say that Mayawati, because she's a Dalit leader, should not have it, and just because we don't like her face. So she has that ambition, and she's got only UP to go with. One would have thought that in the spirit of accommodation and knowing the kind of crucial election the country is entering into this time, they would have accommodated her 2-seat request in Madhya Pradesh, given her a 1 or 2 seat in in Rajasthan. I mean, they haven't done so fantastically in Rajasthan as they claimed that they would sweep. They haven't. And kept that party with her and then negotiated some here. I mean, look at Ajit Singh. Ajit Singh is always been one of the most cantankerous and difficult politicians in coalitions, right? I just met him. He's taken only 3 seats. He'll probably be getting his pound of flesh in the assembly election, because he feels that this is a crucial election. There are not too many seats they can swing very easily, so they let it go at 3, and he's got difficult seats to contest in Western UP. Now the smaller parties are making the adjustment, and this large party is sitting over there and saying, oh, we cannot manage because our state unit doesn't want us to go with Aam Aadmi Party, or we can't manage because somebody else doesn't do it. Then what kind of leadership are you?
Do you see a lack of vision in the Congress today?
Oh yes, I think it's not just a lack of vision, it's even complete political immaturity in the manner in which they are handling alliances. One would have thought that this party would realize that this is not an ordinary election. Narendra Modi and Amit Shah realize that. They're giving up seats. In Bihar, they're giving up seats where they have sitting MPs to keep the coalitions alive. They've just got the AGP back after this very, very volatile face-off in Assam. They are working towards that end, and this party has become so arrogant and full of itself that it feels that it can win the election without anybody. I mean, if they had to focus and they had to do something, they could have done it in the 3 states, Madhya Pradesh, in 4 states, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh, and brought in their trump card, which they think is Priyanka Gandhi, into these states where they are in direct fight with the BJP. But we hear no strategy from these states to deliver the MPs. Already the BJP is growing in strength and will probably sweep Rajasthan this time, almost certain. And these guys are fighting the allies and the regional parties in their states. This is not how you win elections.
Rather dismal prediction, Seema. I would say there is hope yet.
Of course.
Because I think the people also are going to register their verdict. And
No, just quick interruption. There is hope because in UP, the people are consolidating behind the Mahagathbandhan and the BJP, and the Congress, unfortunately for itself, is becoming almost, as of today, it can change tomorrow, an insignificant factor.
so what you're saying is going to be a direct contest, really. And at that instance, we really have to look at the pro and anti-BJP votes. And the Congress, as a spoiler, will not have that much of a leeway.
Yes.
Let's hope that's
Let's
what
hope
happens.
so.
Let's hope, Rajasthan, your predictions do not come true.
Oh, I hope so.
And as both of us have made predictions earlier, which we have regretted.
Yes.
And I hope that this time
But that
our
doesn't
predictions
stop
are-
us from making
predictions again.
predictions again.
Thank you very much, Seema, for being with us, and we will discuss these elections of Uttar Pradesh as well as other states in the coming weeks.
Thank you.